This is Leo Delaney. He's a four-star interior offensive lineman in the 2026 class. He's a guy that Tennessee's been on for a long time. He's listed at 6'5", 275 pounds. He's playing at Providence Day High School. That's where David Sanders went to school at, so they were teammates. They are close. He's a guy that I absolutely love his film. He's really quick off of the football. He's got good feet, good hands. He's powerful. He's got some nastiness to him, too. He's a dog. Okay, he wants to make plays. Run blocking looks very solid. Pass blocking also looks good. And he's a guy that I think could not just play inside, so at guard or at center, but he could also probably play some tackle for us. But like we touched on, Tennessee's been on him for a long time, and he is going to be giving us an official visit, but he has narrowed things down to his Final Four. It's going to be all the programs that you're seeing right here that he's going to be giving OVs to. And actually, we're going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can just look at all the other visits. And you can see that he's visited Clemson the most, us in Michigan the second most, South Carolina third most, and then Penn State will be the fourth most, but South Carolina is not even in its top four. Like we said, he's narrowed it down to the four schools that he's going to be giving these OVs to, and he's set to announce on July the 11th. So looking at these visits, just kind of seeing how the whole timeline plays out. Like we said, it's good that he's visited Tennessee so many times, and he's talked about how he loves the fact that Tennessee's close to home. He's got some teammates that are playing there. He's close with Tennessee's staff, and we'll actually look a little bit closer at what he said about some of these other programs too. But the way that these OVs are set up, he's going to be visiting Clemson first on May the 30th. Then he's going to be visiting Penn State on June the 8th. Michigan's on June the 13th, and then we get the final one on June the 20th. That's our big OV weekend. We're bringing in all the players that we really want to land. That's good news, is because, after our visit, he's going to take a few weeks to think about it with his family, but we're going to be the freshest team in his mind, at least based off of the OVs. Now, it doesn't mean he's not still going to take some unofficial visits. It's actually kind of playing out kind of like how David Sanders did. Like, David Sanders takes all of those OVs, and then we know that there was this big scramble right there at the end because he was visiting us. And then he said, well, if I'm going to give y'all if I'm going to give y'all this unofficial visit, I got to do the same thing for those Buckeyes. So people didn't know where David Sanders was going to go. We felt very strongly that he was coming to Tennessee. So it might play out that same way. We don't know what's going to happen really until it's all over, until it's all said and done with. But let's take a look at some of the things that he had to say about all of his, Final Four programs. So this is from an On3 article written by Chad Simmons, and y'all can read for yourselves everything that it says here. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase here. So with Clemson, Leo saying that he likes the culture there. He likes that everything is stable. And then with Michigan, this one was, I don't know. I mean, Michigan is where On3's leaning at, but based off what he's saying here, I don't know. He's talking about the strength staff and things like that. That's something that everybody has, right? I mean, everyone's got a really good strength staff and all that type of stuff. He talks about how passionate the fan base is, things like that. As far as Penn State, it's kind of the same thing. He's talking about how gritty they are, saying that they're tough and that they're passionate. All these things you could say, hey, that's true for Tennessee too. And, as you're looking at Tennessee, he actually talks about some, real things. He says that, he feels good about some of the players that are up there. We talked about David Sanders. He feels good and comfortable with the coaches and all of that. And obviously, along with everything else that he talked about with all those other schools, Tennessee has it. So honestly, I don't know if I'm being a homer here whenever I say this, but I feel like just based off of this and based off of some other things, that Leo's probably leaning towards Tennessee. I think that he will end up coming home as long as we don't mess it up. Now, in these situations, we all know that the NIL part of it, that's going to make a difference. I'm not mad at Tennessee for spending a whole bunch of money on our front seven guys. We know that we paid David Sanders a king's ransom, and I'm fine with that. I think he's going to live up to it. I have no problems with that. But let's just make sure that we can, pay up, with those Michigans and schools like that. Michigan's definitely going to pay. Penn State, they've got a bunch of money. They're going to pay. Clemson probably ain't going to pay him much. You know what I mean? So you could almost scratch them off, even though he's visited them the most. But really, if I had to narrow this thing down to a top two, I would actually say it might be Tennessee and Clemson. That's kind of where I'm at, just based off what he's saying. He's not saying too much about Michigan or Penn State, but we're going to watch this one very, very closely. He's a guy that we would love to add, and I think that things are trending towards our Tennessee Volunteers. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.